Alright guys, let me try to get this before the battery dies on this. So I'm using my body cam so that I can be hands free when we talk about these tools. So I picked this up today, and it's basically like a toner test kit for coax cable. I got to do a job whereas doing satellites and stuff, and trying to trace out the lines. I have toners, but with this one I can put it on pretty much every room in the RV, and then I can figure out which one's which and what. Trying to find the home runs. So I used to use a set like this when I was at the dealership, and it worked pretty good. So I went ahead and bought. They got these half price on sale right now at Lowe's. These are $14. It used to be like $30. I've had good luck with the Southwire brand. These are another set of toners from Southwire, and it takes different things. So this was this is one of the ones I used to use for cable TV coax wires, as well as a lot of other different wires as well. Toning them out, as you can see. Pretty robust kit, totally recommend it. It's worked well. So and then I have, so inside my Vito bag here, I have the this is my electrical bag. And side note, the TR1 has been working out great for me. I never take it off of this bag now. I just use it. I just open it up, flap it open, and use it for whatever I need for the meters that's in this bag. And on this side, this is where I keep my cable TV tools. So there's my prep tool, compression tool, and another toner. These are the type that I had when I was at the Time Warner. So when I was an actual CATV technicians, this is our go-to. This is our go-to toner. Really strong, very good range, and so this is how it works. Red light, take the bottom off, so the toner and the receiver all built into one, which makes this a great tool. Put it on the line, do that. So when you hit so this is hooked up on the inside on a wall plate. If it was on a naked wire, that's why I keep a double female, or what we call a barrel connector, on it, so I can do a bare wire. And if I had a wall plate, I could take this out and put it on the wall plate, go out to the patch panel and check every wire until I got my beep. And these are my tracers. So I already had tracers, but the benefit of this one, with these terminators on the end, I could go around to multiple locations, have them mapped out because of the colors, and then check with this end, and I'll know which room, you know what I'm saying? So this just cuts the work down. So I went ahead and got that. Also have these type. It's a set of Flukes, super long range, the Pro 3000, and then I would have to prep the wire and then use this on the braid and this on the center conductor. Same with this one, but this one is more like a TDR, so it tells the distance. And let's take this prep tool and this, because I also bought 500 feet of cable, because normally you never know when a customer's saying, hey, I just bought this camper, this motorhome, and you're saying something like, yeah, I got two receivers, I want it to work on 4 TVs. You already know you're going to have to run wires. They don't understand that it's going to take running more home run lines, and that at best they only have a dual LNB satellite on top of the roof. And I have never seen a multiplex system on an RV, but I mean they could do it if they wanted to. Maybe I don't know the capabilities of the when it comes to how robust the actual dish is. But anyway, I only see two. So normally you have the satellite in two places. Normally the main bedroom and the living room. Anything else, you're just doing mirror images or using wireless HDMI to bounce it to other TVs with an RF remote control, which is the satellite remote controls are RF, so you can be anywhere and it'll hit that receiver. So it makes it appear that your outside TV is working off of its own receiver when it's really sharing one with, say, the living room. So I bought some of this cable that I'm going to prep, because when I bought it, it was already open like this, and I want to see if I have my true 500 feet or did they jip me and somebody cut some off. So prep tool, pretty easy. This one's RG6 only. I use the guard if I'm really prepping for a connector. If you want to make it longer, pull the guard down. This is a Klein Tools one. And now that I have it like this, I can take this tool, turn it on. This is one of the great features about this diagnostic piece of equipment. It can also, it'll give you the distance to an open, a short, or whatever. So in this case, I'm looking for the distance to an open, which is going to be the end of the line. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go there. And as you can see, 407 feet. So I'm missing 100 feet of cable. Now, I probably should have took this in the store before I bought it. I got this from Lowe's, and see the paper, it was already open when I got it. And 100 feet of cable has been taken off of this thing, and just about every box that was on the floor was like that. So that's a big difference. I also picked up in my dealer techs, you already know about this because people are stupid, and when you work in a shop, an RV dealership, you need a good set of headphones. These are noise canceling tool. Who makes this? I don't know who makes it. Something. It has every country on here. Patent, Taiwan, USA, China. I don't know what that's all about. But I can't remember who makes this right here. Something I probably got off of Amazon. I probably ordered that off of Amazon. But yeah, that's what I got going on, guys. Just some cable TV tools. I'm glad I was able to demonstrate a little bit of the functionality of this this tool here, this Fluke TS100. And so if you were troubleshooting with this tool, you could do the same thing. You know, two opposing wires. You know, it works off a twisted pair. You got to have both of the wires hooked up for the thing to work, and two wires. And it can tell you like the distance to a short or an open. So very helpful in tracking down electrical issues. I'll turn it back on. Well, I want to see what it'll do with just one wire. Nothing. See, it needs the opposing, because it's bouncing the signal off of each other, and when it gets to a point to where it's not able to read that signal bouncing off of each other, it knows that that's an open or short, and it can tell if it's, because it tones if it's shorted. All right, so that's that. So how I've been using this TR1 is I leave it hanging on the bag I take the electrical bag in somewhere. Over here I have my my little baby fluke over here, and what I'll do is, if the normal leads won't get it done for whatever I'm checking, I'll just open this guy up, and then while it's still on the bag, I use it like that. And then I go in it, I get whatever I need, put it on the meter, use it, and then when I'm done, I just roll it back up. And I can make it reach the second one, but it's easier to open on the first one. It's just a little looser. But this it should have a battery in it. This thing, I didn't bother opening it earlier because, you know, it's a simple device. Yeah, in the back it takes a funny looking battery. So I guess the battery, yeah, it takes a bunch of those little watch batteries. So these are my terminators, and these are the batteries. So I'll take those out. Cat's having a field day over there. At least she's not bothering me. Alright, and this is the positive side. So let's put the batteries in. And putting them in backwards. And I don't like the way they put the tape on there because it's getting in between the contact points on the positive side of the battery. See how that's going to work out. The glue from the tape sticks to the batteries. Alright, got the batteries in. And when you hit test, it's supposed to tell you if you have an open short or whatever. So it's not doing anything. Yeah, I had a thought that the batteries might be an issue with all that tape on them. Turn them around. I got so much glue on them that they're stuck. Still isn't doing anything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean the batteries up. What should happen is it should light up and like beep or whatever and tell you if the the line is open shorted or just toning it out. Should give you the tone. But there's so much glue on these batteries from the tape that they put on them, which is a stupid idea, that I don't believe they're even making contact. So I'll have to spray these down like some brake cleaner or something, get them to work. But yeah, that's normally what would happen. It'll light up, put on a wire, and then it tells you where it's at, or if you have and then the lights, when it lights up, it should, one of these color lights should light up and tell you if it has an open short or what have you. So test side here, toning side here. Alright, let's try this again. Had to pull out my adhesive remover to fix the batteries, so that was the problem. As you can see now, when you press the button, when I press the button, you can see the light comes on showing an open condition. So the top port is the one that you want to do all your testing from, but if you want to test the entire, like a little patch cable, a jumper wire that goes from the wall plate to the television, which those go bad sometimes, that's your problem, you go from here all the way to here. So let's go ahead and make one of those so we can use that feature too. But first, so this is what would normally happen, and because I've used these before, you want to keep a little jumper like this with the barrel connector for it helps you test some stuff. It's also helpful if you get a connector, a quick release connector, so that you can easily go onto the wall plates. So you can find a connector that has like the threads here and the female portion there all in one connector, and that makes it easy to work with this out in the field. Okay, so if I was just using the sensors to trace out a line, I would do that, and I get a green light on red, so I know that's the red one. And as you can see, this light here, nothing, so everything is good. That means it passed. The green light is here. This LED only goes either yellow or red. It doesn't show green. The green shows with the sensors, because without the sensor connected, you get an open. So whatever you're testing, you have to use these sensors for this particular tester to work. All right. So let's simulate a open position. So open. It's not connected to anything. And even if we had a splitter in the line, I believe that these sensors are really just like a resistor. It's just like a little resistor that it can pick up. Okay, so now with the splitter in the line, it still passes, and it knows that that's red. Okay, now this could be very helpful, especially if you have a four-way splitter and you're testing the end of the line behind the wall plate, and you're trying to run some stuff down, and the thing might have multiple splitters, right? So by going to that splitter that you know about, putting your terminator here on the input side of the, say, 2, 3, or 4-way splitter, and then so you know you're on that splitter network. If you're not getting anything, then you know that's probably a home run for the satellite line or something else somewhere else along the line that's on a whole different little cable network. So that is pretty sweet, that it allows you to see the resistor through the splitter, and you can go on the input side of the splitter and have multiple lines coming out, and you'll know if you're somewhere on that network. All right. Take the splitter off, and we will make a short. Okay, so I'm going to use this just to create a shorted scenario. All right, now we have our shorted scenario, and as you can see, red. So it shows red if it's shorted. it shows yellow if it's open. So I took off the short scenario, which I can also make short scenario just by the center conductor touching the outer sheath. So okay, now it's open, and the last condition will be of the of course the sensor, whatever sensor you're using. So we'll go with the blue one this time, and so very handy tool, simple, inexpensive, but man, that could save you a lot of trouble, especially for the dealer techs. Dealer techs are going to run into this more often. They're getting in, especially if you're doing like the guys are doing the PDIs, and they might kick something up to like a level 2 or level 3 because they can't figure it out or whatever, and you got to diagnose it, or just a service tech, or even your PDI tech. You can use this so that you can quickly troubleshoot the cable TV problems and antenna problems, because most of the times you're going to find you're not going to have cable TV network to test the cable TV side. There is a way you can do it. I made a rig when I was a dealer tech for doing that. But anyway, the antenna doesn't work, and you got to figure out why. You can use that to figure out why. Now the last thing we're going to check is the patch cable feature. So we got to make a cable. So we'll come back over here to our cable box, which somebody stole about 100 feet out of. Thanks, Lowe's. And grab some connectors. Got our connectors. Cut a piece of cable off. Don't want that to go into the box. And we'll get the side that we prepped earlier. When you're prepping these wires, it's very important to fold down the strands of the braid. You need this, to prep your wire, it needs to look like that first. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. Okay? And now the shielding, so you have the braid, which is also a form of shielding. That's why they call this dual shield. I mean, this is really marketing because they all have the braid. So peel the braid back, and then take your compression fitting. It should slide over the foil. So you line up the dielectric material, which is covered with the foil, and just push and twist on until it is flush, until the dielectric material is flush with the bottom part of the connector. All right, then you're going to take your compression tool, open it up, insert that like so, and push down. Okay, now because I use a prep tool, this is all the center conductor, which is copper clad tin. It is already at the right height. You don't want, in the industry we call it a stinger in the cable TV. Like, you don't want the stinger way out here. It's only supposed to be a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch above the rim of the connector. And to achieve that, if you take a pair of dikes and go on top and close with it kind of flush with the dikes, it will give you that exact measurement. When I do that with these, it doesn't take anything off because I use this Klein Tools prep tool that has this guard which already sets it exactly right. Okay. Oh, it's just telling me that it does RG6, 59, and quad cable, quad shield. But majority of your cable is just going to be dual shield. I don't even know why they say dual shield, because all of the cable at a bare minimum has the braid and the foil around the dielectric. So all of it's, no matter how cheap it is going to be at least dual shield. So now I'm just going to prep the other end. Pull. Alright. So that didn't. Let's do that over. It didn't. The razor blade is kind of dull, and then it didn't cut. This is an old prep tool, and the blades are dull on it. So I have to turn it a couple more times to get it right. Okay, so now that's prep. I'm gonna fold my braid back and down. I'm gonna take my connector, I'm gonna line that up, push and twist. That's how you get it on easy. Push and twist until it's flush. If it's above that, just pull it out some. You want the dielectric to be flush, or it's going to push the stinger out higher than it's supposed to be. And when you go to seat this connector onto something like this, the dielectric is going to be in the way. So that's why you want it flush. Get your compression tool, put it in, and press down. Now, that is a properly crimped RG6 connector. Now, back to our tool. We're going to take our little jumper off. And now I will demonstrate the patch cable test. So, we're just going to go in here and put the other side in here, and this is basically a continuity test between the positive and the negative parts of the cable, the positive being the center conductor and the negative being the shielding. And when I hit test, you'll see it just defaults to number 1, but you're getting a green light. So this can be a little deceiving. You'll think that this can change to all 3 colors. It doesn't. It uses these as the green light. So test, got a green light, the cable is good. A lot of times in your troubleshooting, it's just a bad jumper. You know, that's what they call a patch cable. It's just but we call it, when I was in the cable business, we call this just a jumper. It's a bad jumper. So this is an easy way to test your jumper. Now, before we had this tool around, I just used to keep a test jumper, and that's how I found out if it was bad or not. But I would keep quick connect fittings on the jumper, so the end of my jumper would be like this, so I can easily plug it in the back of the television or the box or whatever and check it out. But yeah, guys, that's what we got here. I'll keep that jumper. I will use it as a test jumper. I do have a test TV, so it won't go to waste. And my other jumper is like a RG59, so I'll just use this one instead. And that's what we got. We got it working, figured out the thing with the batteries, and that's a little tool haul for today. Stay tuned. Snap-on Man has texted me and told me that I have the 100 tooth ratchets coming next week. Yep. So I'll have them a couple weeks ahead of schedule. The promotion will start the second week in December. So they go on promo the second week in December. I'll probably get them next week and show you guys on YouTube. I'll grab a couple of them and They'll be paying full price for them, and then second week of December, buy the rest of them and get them for the discounted price. That introductory deal that they do when they come out with a new product to try to basically see how they're going to sell. And for the dealers, they want to get some of their money back because undoubtedly they've ordered a lot of those things and that's their money and they need to get some of their money back. So if they sell them all real quick, they get their money back and they know how much to order for the next time. All right. Okay, guys. Catch you later. That's it. RV Tech Pro